Good evening, Interworld. Sergeant Slack here from Banana Bun Productions. Welcoming you back to this, the BBP recap for August 2013. So what's been going on in August? The heat wave continues. Oh my god, I'm so not used to having a summer in Britain anymore. It is really nice to have some nice weather. Temperatures dipped around the beginning of August. My computer room was running around 28 degrees, so that was a bit nice, a bit of respite, but that only lasted for about a week or so, and then it shot right back up there to the 33 degrees. So I'm still suffering away in the heat here whenever I record videos. Gigs wise, we had a couple of interesting things. We went out to Brecon for a little thing called Campfest. This is all run by a guy called Pete, who's basically, well, he's an accountant from Bristol, but he's been going to this same little farm in Wales out in Brecon and camping there since he was a wee little boy, and now he puts on this festival. It's all for charity, and all the proceeds go to charity. People pay their ticket price, the farmer lends the field, people lend sound system and marquees and stuff, and it's a proper full-on little festival. I think attendance this year was only a couple of hundred people, like 200 or 300, but the vibe was really good. We played there with One Shot, we played there late at night, and everyone was well up for it. I bought a new tent with some of my birthday money. It's a Van Gogh Force 10 Mark IV, which is one of those orange things. There'll be a picture up on screen now, and this is not a stock picture of the tent. This is actually my actual tent that I actually go and camp in. It's a 3-man tent, which means the best thing about it though is it's like rectangular instead of square like modern tents are. So when you're like 6'4" like I am, it means you can actually lie out in a straight line. You don't have to lie diagonally across a square tent to get comfy, because I sleep all stretched out anyway. And yeah, it's so much fun. It recalls me of my youth when I was camping in Scouts, and that was what we always used to camp in, was the Van Gogh Force 10s, and now I've got my own little one. I managed to pick it up on eBay for around about 80 quid, which is really good. There's a few little things, the inner and the outer don't match, but I don't really mind, because generally a vintage Force 10 will go on eBay for around 200-300 quid. So I managed to grab a steel with mismatched inner and outer. There's a couple of patches here and there, but the outer is perfect. It's absolutely pristine, and I love it to bits. It's so nice to have a proper tent again. Also, the end of August, every August on Bank Holiday Monday, which is the last Monday in August, a mate of mine out in Box has a pub called the Queen's Head, and we do a show for charity called Box Rocks. Now this is 8 live bands in 8 hours, which is always headlined every year by a band called the Rockin' Horrors. It all started a few years ago when a few of their mates got together, a few of Dean's mates got together and said, let's do a show. Let's just learn some songs. And the first thing that came out was the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So they did that, I think it was about 15 years ago now. Last year was the 10-year anniversary of the full show with 8 bands in 8 hours. And yeah, it's great. This year we managed to raise $3.5 grand for charity. All the charity goes to the RUH, which is the main hospital in Bath. And yeah, $3.5 grand for charity, just for getting out and playing some music. Top quality. Hopefully I'll have some footage from that at some point in the future. I haven't got any of it now because it's all spread out across various different people from across the country as they've come to pull together to help and do something nice for charity. But we did it. We raised $3.5 grand, and that's really, really good. So, around the channel, we have hit 800 subscribers! Hey! Thank you very much to each and every one of my 800 subscribers. We are still on target to have 1,000 subs by the end of the year, which is what I wanted to do. So I'm chuffed to bits with that. Running around 170,000 views at the moment. So that's, again, really good. It's been quite an interesting month for gaming as well. Patch 7 came out in SimCity, which means you can do raise and lower roads now, which is really good. Haven't played with that too much in my playthrough yet, but it's going to come important when we go back and revisit all the little cities that we've built at the end of building them all. So, the first video I'd like to give a shout out to is SimCity Patch 7. Ooh, I think it's episode 30, and that shows off all the features while I build a new city in patch 7. Video of the month for August 2013, I would like to make the Brawlers Guild episode 3. Ooh, and I've chosen this one because there was a boss in there called the Bayat. So you may know, if you've been watching my SimCity playthrough, that a friend of mine from up north, who I don't see very much anymore, Eccles, shout out to Eccles, we used to be in a band together in high school, my first ever band called Bayat. That was the name of it, BIAT. So that popped up. He commented on one of the SimCity videos saying we should call it Biat. The city was then called the Biat, and I was playing the Brawlers Guild, and one of the bosses in the Brawlers Guild rank 3 is called Biat. So I got to recycle a name I'd already used on the channel for one of my other things, and it's a nice little thing. It's weird how the world aligns sometimes and those things come into play. So, this is Sergeant Slack from Banana Bun Productions saying thanks very much for joining me for the BBP recap for August 2013. Please do comment, like, subscribe if you did. Let me know how your August was down in the comments below, and I will catch you soon. Ta-ra. Tea.